Have y'all ever got game ran on y'all? Like, hasn't smooth?
Honestly, he answered his own question. In that whole video, he showed us exactly why black women tend to date outside their race. Black men like him continue to show us how corny they are. There were a million other topics to speak about, but you consistently want to talk about the one that everybody else is clearly showing hatred towards. Black men are so uncomfortable with the ideal that a black woman may not need them anymore because they have made themselves unavailable. If in that same video you said, how do you call somebody colorist because they choose to date light-skinned women over dark-skinned women? You just explain why they are colorists. They never really have a reason for why they don't like a dark-skinned woman. And I bet you're the same person that will glorify Taylor and his colorist. You're the same person that will glorify Taylor for his colorist actions, but then downplay Olandria for actually making a serious connection with Nick. If you watch the same show that we did, you would clearly see that, hey, Taylor dragged and dogged Olandria, not because for any other reason, because Clark and Olandria are technically the same exact person. Olandria has a lot more to offer than Clark, and that's no disrespect to her. That's just meaning being wise more, her mentality, her discernment. She brings a lot to the plate. But Taylor chose somebody that he said out of his mouth was more easier and more accessible than Olandria was. You guys hate that black women have high standards. What you guys want is black women to have low standards that people outside of the other races don't have. Clearly, as we see as Huda. Huda continued to embarrass herself on national television and lower her standards. It wasn't until Olandria and Shelly had conversations with her that she then wanted to higher her standards and fix herself. Black women don't date white men for an opportunity. Black men do. Black men date white women. Tendency for their money, tendency for their connections, tendency to further their career. It's been shown time and time and time again. The stigmas that are attached, why do we always forget that there's a stigma attached to dark-skinned women that you guys as black men play into? Clay, you being one of them. You have consistently talked shit about a black woman, but not have once, but I bet you're the same person that will glorify Huda and her actions. You're the same person that will glorify Taylor and his actions. Black women continue to date outside their race because black men have made themselves insufferable when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to bettering themselves, and when it comes to loving black women for who they are, not who you guys want them to be. Your entire think piece, just because you put on a smart accent and slower your tone, it doesn't make you more educated and doesn't make your thing sound more understandable. What you said was still dumb, it was still biased, and honestly, it's out of personal experience. You just explained to us why exactly you're a colorist. Forget everybody else. You just explained to us why you're a colorist in this entire video. You cannot fathom the fact that a dark-skinned woman can date outside the race, because also in yourself, you're embarrassed the fact that you may want to date outside your race, but you're embarrassed to the backlash that you're gonna get from it. And that's given, because why will you give a white woman a chance and you'll keep giving her chances after all of the crazy things that she may do to you, which most black men do? But when the dark-skinned woman does the same exact thing, like a half, a fourth, a quarter of what that white woman has done, you guys are ready to drop the ball and move on. The truth is, there's so much internalized racism built within us that you guys are not even educated enough to understand. Racism is built inside and outside of the black community. That's the way they created it. It's in our TV shows, it's in our kids shows, it's in our food, it's in every single aspect of life. So it's always going to be about race. And only some of those who are educated enough to break those barriers and break those boundaries and free themselves from their shackles are going to understand that. You are not one of those people, Clay. Unfortunately, you are one of those people that submit and succumb to what America wants you to have the ideology of for black women. The way that you decided to feel comfortable enough to express your opinion that, one, nobody asked for, two, created a safe space for people who are racist and colorist to then add on to your opinion, even though they're coming from a hatred ideal and they're coming from a hatred background. It's absolutely disgusting. And you continue to show us why exactly black women would not rather date a black man and rather date outside their race, because 9 times out of 10 a black man is the one that's disrespecting a black woman. 9 times out of 10 it's not people outside the race. It's 9 times out of 10 people inside the race that are disrespecting these black women 10 times more and then validating their opinions off of the fact that they're black. And I yield.